I'll
But
mute now. So I'm sure you
no,
don't
no,
want
you don't
to
need
talk
to
all
mute.
night.
This call is really to go over ads with everybody, and then I'm going to show you some really cool other tricks on how to get leads through Facebook ads that I haven't taught so far. But I want to answer a lot of questions beforehand, just so we can stay on track. But the first thing I want to tell you about Facebook success in life is that just because something doesn't work right away doesn't mean it's not going to work. So when you have a campaign that might not be generating ads, you can look around and see, am I getting clicks, right? You can go in and look at those settings and be like, obviously someone's clicking, meaning there might be something wrong with the lead form. Just yesterday, I had a student, he was getting tons of clicks on his ads for set up an appointment. But we looked at his lead form, and that's where the issue was, right? Like he was like, is the copy wrong? Is the image wrong? And it was just in the lead form. He had a picture that was distorted and looked really bad. And I was like, dude, this is going to scare people away. No one's going to give their information to this horrible looking branding. So he fixed it, and he's already getting leads again. So just know that just because something doesn't work doesn't mean it's a total failure. I was actually listening to a mentor tonight, and he was talking about how this guy who was drilling holes in the UK, in Great Britain, and he was the oil guy, and they were digging in like some sea. And I think he dug 79 holes and had everyone made fun of him. He's like, you're never going to find oil. And on the 80th hole they dug, they got oil, and he became one of the richest people in the United Kingdom. And it's crazy because just because you're not seeing results right away, just because something might not work doesn't mean that there's not a home run at the end. And they've named like a certain kind of business and holiday after the guy, and it's because he didn't give up. And I also want to talk about, success, and, before we just jump into this, and failure, right? Nobody remembers you for your failure. People will remember you for your greatest success. Babe Ruth was one of the biggest strikeout kings of all time, but he's not remembered for that. He's remembered for being one of the biggest, best baseball players of all time. So don't think that you're just going to always swing home runs out the gate. I still to this day give refunds. I still to this day don't get results. Some of the greatest copywriters of all time, like Gary Vaynerchuk, he actually, he says he fails probably one out of four. So anyone on this call that thinks that like they're going to hit home runs every time, just go in with realistic expectations, do your research. Don't look at, oh my God, the end result. Look at the training, look at the Cub system, look at the PSOs, look at the images, pay attention to the training. Don't look at the final result. Don't start building this unrealistic reality. Follow the system and you'll be just fine. And every time I get too cocky and I don't follow the system and I don't do the research, that's the only time I have issues. So tonight, let's all get into this and let's talk about some ads. Who here has completed an ad? Actually, Jimmy had a couple really good questions. Jimmy, you think we should answer those now or at the end? Because nobody else got the six-figure blueprint yet. You're on mute, brother.
Yeah, bud, let's go ahead and wait, all right?
Okay, cool. And
I don't want to mess up the flow. We just keep going with what you do.
Okay, perfect. And what we can do is me and you can schedule a free call outside of this, and we can build out a little game plan together. So if there's still anything unanswered, we can make sure to knock it out.
Cool. All right, brother. Thanks.
All right, perfect. So guys, who here has created an entire ad? Who did the training's homework? Who created an ad for either themselves, their customers, or even a practice ad? And because what we're going to do is we're going to critique and go over a few. Jimmy, you want to go first? I think you're back on mute. Let me see.
Yeah, let me find it, and I'll post it in the group.
Okay, let me see. Ann, you said you have one. Let me see here. I'm going to exit out all these chats. That's the thing about Facebook, man. When you want to do a screen share, you don't know who's going to say what. And you're like, oh, gosh, this is recorded. So here we go. Okay, anyone in this right now on the call, make sure to go ahead and send your ad in the messenger. If you could take a snapshot, or you can post it into the community and tag me, because I want to start going over them. And then we're going to go over some extended training stuff. And then I'm going to show you some really cool ways to get cheap, fast leads for your clients. Something I haven't taught yet, has nothing to do with the PSO. I'm going to show you guys how to create a free asset for either yourself, your company, or your client in a matter of 5 minutes, and how you can run an ad, because a lot of leads that come in, people like free stuff. So if you want to build a big audience, you want to get quick leads, you want to start getting a new product out there, you want to start building a big list for your clients, we're going to be going over that next. All right. So I think someone just posted in here. I see Ollie's message. Here we go. I'm going to share. Am I saying your name right? Ollie has, I hate when people butcher my name and I'm over here butchering everyone else's. All right. So actually, this isn't it.
It's either Allie or Ollie. You could say, hey, you, and I'll still answer.
So is this the ad you're running right here?
No. I just found that and I was like, okay.
Okay. Sorry. Here we go. I'm going to click here and see what the updates are in the community. All right. Thanks, Ann. I got yours. All right. And I got this one. Let's start with this one. All right. Right off the back, what I like that you've done is you've actually used a real image on it looks like a real lake, right? Because this looks like Lake Travis. So it doesn't look like too much of a stock. Tired of borrowing your friend's boat? We make boating easy with 0 down and finance available. The lake is up and now is the time to get you and yours on the water. Offer valid until November 2nd. So act fast. Try the #1 boat dealer in North America. I like that headline. It's a bold statement. 0 down financing. That looks really good. I might reword this to read or flow a little bit better because you're talking kind of like, I'm going to be honest, it sounds almost like a redneck and we're selling like $1 million or 6-figure yacht here. So the people you're talking to are a little more prestigious. If we were selling like a used jet ski, I'd probably go with that. But if you're talking to somebody who's going to pay at least $100,000 plus for a boat, I would be a little more proper. Because the people that are buying this type of boat, I'm just going to be honest, aren't borrowing their friend's boat. This is a fairly expensive boat. This is at least 6 figures, high 6 figures. So if you're targeting a certain demographic, that's great. Like if you're selling a boat that's under 6 figures, that copy would look a little better. But if you're talking to somebody, like imagine, are you tired of riding in your friend's Rolls Royce? It's like, why would I ride in my friend's Rolls Royce? I already have a nice car. On that level of image, you might scare them away. So you might want to make sure you know which audience you're talking to. Does that make sense to everyone, or is that confusing? Do I need to elaborate a little bit more? But like, imagine trying to sell a really nice car to your dad. Are you tired of driving around in your son's or your friend's car? It just might not flow. That might work really good for someone who's broke, but when you're usually buying a boat of this caliber, you're not broke. You're just have always wanted a boat. So I like it though. The copy is a great amount in length, but I would read it out loud and clean it up a little bit, and then maybe even throw in some emojis. And then who would you target? What were your targets for this ad?
I changed it up kind of last minute because of the research that I did towards the end. Originally, I was going to do 30 to 50 males, and then apparently millennials are all just like borrowing stuff instead of going ahead and buying it. So I dropped it from 25 to 35.
Yeah. I'll be honest. I don't know how many 25-year-olds buying this type of boat, but you're right. Like I was looking to finance a new boat. I'm 26, and last year I was looking at buying a $60,000-$70,000 boat for the lake. So I think you're right. And did you have a certain areas in town that would see the ad, or how big was your audience?
It was fairly small. I only did areas like right around Lake Travis and Lake Austin.
Okay. You might want to even tag some of the richer neighborhoods that even are 20, 30 minutes away because they have money and they like to go out on the weekends themselves. Right. I have a lot of friends that don't live on the lake but have their boat at a marina, that have their boat even in their garage, even in some sort of storage. And so there's a lot of people on the lake. And so you can actually probably find more data, but I would tag probably the top 20 neighborhoods to see this ad outside of just targeting neighborhoods around the lake.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Cool. And then last thing is probably make the offer a little more bold and the orange bar and maybe even green. Split test the colors and make the copy on that banner a little bigger and thicker. It looks good. Good work.
Got it. Thank you.
All right. Let's go to the next one. All right. Russell Glass Company. We have been helping people shower like millionaires for 27 years. That's kind of fun. I like it because everyone thinks they're a millionaire these days, right? Frameless shower enclosures last longer, increase your home value, and curb appeal. And let's face it, this is cooler than your bathtub. Wow. Man, That's really good coffee. That's like something you'd see in a magazine in New York. I like that. Not just for the White House anymore. I like that. The issue is people might be like, this is a Trump supporter just because they see,
Yeah.
you know.
I was thinking about the movie Dave, where remember the movie Dave where he was taking a shower in that wraparound glass, and it just that's what it made me think of. And I remember last week you said don't show them a $50 shower in $1 million house.
Yeah, the bathroom doesn't look fancy. The shower looks fancy, right? It looks like a pretty basic bathroom. I think the headline, I'll be honest, the banner is a little too much copy. It needs to be 5 words or less, like, maybe say the offer, but it looks cool. But like I said, with everything going on in the politics world, I would probably just leave out politics no matter what, because if they see white and red and then they're like, is this a Trump support? Like, it's crazy. Like, I'll be honest with you guys. One time I retweeted Donald Trump and I lost one of my clients. I had me on retainer for over 12 months. I lost a $36,000 a year client because it wasn't even supporting Trump. I never even said anything. It was just a hilarious status because he said some crazy stuff and I thought it was hilarious. The next day I get a call from my business partner like, hey, we lost an account. And I said, why? We get them great results. And they said it's something about you retweeting. And I was like, what? So just try to stay away from politics. It could go either good or south, but you don't want someone leaving a bad review on your client's page while you're managing it or your own page, because reviews cost a lot. So let's read the actual headline here. Frameless shower and free liquid diamond shield. Free frameless shower and free diamond liquid shield. This is the thing. I love it, but what the hell is a diamond liquid shield? You know what I mean? Like, and so it might have to be a little, so sometimes in an offer, I think I told you this in one of the first calls, I did free granite countertops. All home remodels come with free granite countertops, and nobody signed up. Nobody wanted that. When I did 40% off cabinets with all remodels, people jumped on it. So sometimes you can just split test your offer. And, I think having like a financing available or zero down, those really, really hit for this type of stuff, especially in the remodel space or anything like pools, anything that has to do with your home. People love the zero down, the financing options. Frameless showers are not only safer and easier to clean, they last longer than traditional enclosures. Click before we'll bring hard water shield. Okay, that makes sense. Hard water shield upgrade, free. I like that. I know what that means. It means like, you get the little, okay. I might say, instead of saying liquid diamond, maybe say hard water shield upgrade, something like that. Hard water shield upgrade instead of liquid diamond shield, or split test, right? I could be wrong. You always want to test. You never want to just say, okay, we're good to go. And I'll be honest, that image is gorgeous. That image, I love it because it's not over the top. It looks like someone enjoyed and just got a new shower and took it off their iPhone. It just has like that friend vibe. Like it looks like a friend might have posted this. Other than that banner, I would stop and be like, damn, whose shower is this? Is this one of my friends? He got a better shower than me. I need one of those. Good job.
Okay, thanks.
All right. And also last questions on this ad. Who are you targeting? Do you have your targets down?
Well, I just met with them this morning, and I'm going to work with them on who their avatar is. But right now I'm targeting actually my own neighborhood because it's 5 to 8 years old, and it's older millennials who are probably in their first or second home and looking to have an upgrade like this. And I'm trying to appeal to them that this is affordable now. It's not, that's what the White House joke is about, but this is affordable now for everybody.
True. I just don't get it. And so sometimes a joke can go over people's heads. So always be clear.
Yes.
Listen, if a 5-year-old wouldn't understand it, don't post it. Unless
I need to apply the Cub principle.
What? Sorry?
The Cub principle.
Yeah. And it's just, it sucks because you're just like, really, you don't understand that? But listen, I've been coaching, I've been teaching for a very long time. And man, like you'd be surprised what people goes over their head. You're like, really, you didn't get that? We can't even get to the store that we've been to a million times sometimes without taking a wrong turn, let alone these people are going to understand our jokes on the quickness. They're driving. They're just looking for that offer. Like, have you seen this? And the banner would be fire. Like, have you seen this question mark, green banner, red banner, and just see what happens.
Okay. Thank you.
Split test. It's fun because so what copywriters do and what marketers do is they take ads and they compete for the territory. So this is what a company will do. There's an ad that they're running. It's called the, what is the word they use, the terminology? It's called the control, right? They have an ad they're running for their agency or for their company or for their business. It's called the control. So they'll contract people like us out to see if we can control. So whenever you become better and better at writing copy and writing ads, you're trying to beat your control. You're trying to create a better, more affordable ad over time. So when you go down that niche and you keep closing people in that industry, your lead cost just goes lower and lower because you keep beating your control. So the best way to beat your control and to beat anyone else's is a split test. Use what they have, make 1 or 2 fixes, make fixes from that point and really track it. And that's how you get better over time. All right. So here we go, guys. All right. Who's next? All right. Who else has an ad? Okay, let me see. If you have your, okay, perfect. I see Jimmy. Here we go. All right. I'll start with the top. I like good, smart. He hustled away I see the name. So that's good. So it's an actual client. Perfect. Attention Northwest Arkansas. There is a new 2018 policy that your power provider doesn't want you to know about. If you're lucky enough to live in an active zip code, you can qualify for the new Zero Down solar program. Check it out and see if you qualify. I think you could even cut that copy in half. Like, I like it though. It's a little much to read if you're on a quick go. So say like, there's a new 2018 policy that will, your power provider doesn't want you to know about. If you're lucky enough to live in this area, you might qualify. Check to see if you qualify, right? Like, you have qualify 1, 2, the 2 lines right there. It's almost a little jumbled. Like it says, we kind of understand it just a little faster. I feel like would make that a little more appealing. The issue with this image is that, is it going to stop somebody, right? It's not a bad image by any means. But does the house, I'm going to be honest, the houses in North Arkansas even look like this? Jimmy?
Yeah. In that particular area.
Okay. Because, what part of Northwest Arkansas?
Some like in Little Rock and stuff like that.
You live in Little Rock?
No, I don't. That's where my client is.
How many times have you been to Little Rock? Be honest.
Oh, about 4.
Okay. Because my whole family's my mom's side is from Little Rock. So this is what I'm going to do.
Really?
So I'm going to go to Little Rock, Arkansas. And because, dude, they're a special breed out there. They're like no nonsense. They're skeptical about everything they read. So I want to do a little screen share. And I want everyone on the call to look at this. So what are the houses they're trying to sell in? What price range?
They're mainly like $300,000 homes.
All right, so let's take a look at 200,000 to 300,000.
I mean, that's one of the challenges we've been fighting for 2 years. It's a lot of rural and poorer areas in there, and that's actually one of the reasons that we have qualified in there so much is because before we added that, we were getting like a lot of
just freeloaders
credit scores that wouldn't qualify for the
Okay, so I like that. So I actually like that because when you add more copy, it gets you less BSers. When you have a little copy, it's the freebie seekers that are like, oh, I qualify. I'm going to sign up. It's those people. You don't want those. So it makes sense. I'm glad you said that. But the one thing I wanted to bring up on this is that the image you used, to me, it doesn't have the Arkansas vibe. Arkansas is known for the trees. It just doesn't really click.
Gotcha.
And it might work. I'm not really feeling that. It doesn't grab me. It doesn't grab my soul. I would say, look, let me give you an example of what I would do on an ad like this. And you got a video, so that's even better. Is I would say, tired of an electric bill? Something like that on a pattern interrupt, like a question, like want lower costing utilities? ? That would grab them, and then with that longer copy, they would still qualify. Also, you can add more questions in the actual leads so people aren't wasting their time. But you notice how you see all the trees in this? There's not a single tree, so that's why I didn't think it was Arkansas.
I don't see your screen.
Oh, you don't see my screen? Sorry, guys. Thank you.
Did you post it in a group?
All right, guys, can you see my screen? I want to show you this.
Yeah.
All right, so here is what houses in Arkansas look like. Guys, you notice how there's trees in every image? Like every image has trees because it's a wooded area. I used to go visit Arkansas all the time, and I was in love with it. I would probably retire there. My grandparents did. and then there's not a single tree. To me, this looks more like an Arizona vibe in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I get you.
So I would find more of an image that looks more Arkansas-ish, and then I would have I might even not even use the solar panels. I might use them, but I'll use a banner that says, want lower costing utilities. Lower costing, electric bill. Tired of an electric bill, tired of an extremely high electric bill. That's what I would have in the banner, not just the solar panels. I would have it more, obvious. Obviously people can see that, but if your grandma is scrolling on Facebook, she doesn't know what's on the roof. She might think that's one of those new modern things. This doesn't say anything. It says right here, the solar, but sometimes you have to have the offer right in front of them. Say this month only, something like that to really get people in, like, some scarcity here. The copy's good, but I feel like there needs to be something that makes me say yes right now. Like, what kind of offer we running in this month? What can I get right now? People are looking out for themselves right now. They could just say, I'll come back for solar. I'll look into that later. But there's nothing that's saying, Gallant, you need to sign up right now or you're going to miss out on this great opportunity. And what I'll do is I'll send you after this call some tested solar ads and some things that we've done in the past for you to use for reference. And I'll give you some different options. I just don't want to sit and wait around and spill all your secrets. Solar pays very well, but the issue is, like you said, probably getting those quality leads.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at this. Northwest Arkansas zero down solar program. I would say zero down until a date. Like zero down until October 31st. Right. I always do a small date because it gives them a small window and it makes them just say, let's do it. Now's the time. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. So image with the banner, more real vibes. It's a little fake. And then the copy's not terrible. Maybe spruce it up, but add some sort of scarcity offer in there and then more of a pad interrupt. And I think you'll do twice as many leads for the same cost. This just wouldn't grab me, right? Because if I'm on my phone, that little solar on the roof right there, I probably won't even notice it. I might just think something's up with the shingles.
Got you.
Because I'll be honest, I have solar on my house. It doesn't look anything like that. And I have a lot of people in the neighborhood that have solar, and it rarely looks like that. So it's weird. So just keep that in mind. All right, let's take a look at the other ads.
And the other one's just a video ad.
A banner at the top of the ad, like, no more electricity bill, no more high costing bills, like, in like a green banner of that video or something would really get viewership. Because why the hell does someone want to watch a video? What's in it for them? What's in it for me? What kind of value am I going to get from clicking on every video I see on Facebook? Right now in the chat, everybody, how many people click on almost all the videos they see on their timeline every single day?
I don't.
Yes or no?
Nope.
Type it in there. Nope. Yes. So what makes you think that out of the blue, the world just changes and they're going to want to do that? What's in it for them? But if you saw a video saying, tired of a high utility cost, want to improve your payments every month for your utilities, which everyone in the country does, would you be more prone to stopping and just seeing what this man has to say for a few seconds? So just keep that in mind. You got to have your bait. You got to trigger them in. What's in it for them? People don't just watch videos. They want to get some sort of value from it, either sentimental, they want to laugh, they want to cry, they want to get their emotions stirred up. And if we can't grab them or we can't say anything, they're just going to keep scrolling. People will look at it. You will get viewership, but the better it is and the more hooks you have, the more people you're going to grab and the more fish you're going to catch.
Okay.
So let me read the copy of this. Why does it make good financial sense to go solar? Okay, that's a good one. Watch this video to learn about the big picture of going solar, including savings, equity, tax credit, and for zero money down to get started. If you would like to hear and want to see if going solar makes sense for you in your home, just click below to request a custom no obligation energy evaluation. It's not terrible. It's not terrible. But there's nothing exciting, right? They got to watch the video now. So the video better have some really good sales copy, because why do people go solar? What's the number one reason I'm going to buy into solar?
To save money.
Why? Is there anything on this ad that says save money? Start saving money. Pat interrupt on the banner. right? The number one people aren't going to buy a burger just because it has lettuce. Are you hungry? Do you want a good meal for a great price, right? You got to mention that. So like in the video and a green strip at the top, want to save money? Seriously, that's what people want. And if they don't know they're going to save money, like we're assuming that they already know solar will save them money. Solar is a new service. Solar hasn't been around for 50 years, my friend. And
I know.
I'm just ripping you apart, man, because you're smart, and I know you're smart.
No, I mean, it's okay. I mean, we're spending a couple grand a day on these ads, and the reason we do things the way that we do is because, like, we used to do all of that stuff, and like 50% of the leads we couldn't even contact. So we started taking some of that flashy stuff out, and we started getting a better conversion.
Question though about those leads: how fast were you calling those leads?
Oh, immediately. We got an automated system, set up, text, voicemail drop, all of that.
So immediately you were giving them a call and a text.
Yeah.
Okay.
And an email.
Yeah. No, that's what you want to do. My whole thing is that, I would personally just throw up some pattern interrupts, not make it janky, not do anything crazy, just add a little more flair and you're going to get more eyes. Also, if you're tired of the BSers and people without money, your targeting's off, right? Why are people that can't afford it and have bad credit scores seeing this ad? And especially if you used to do it, back in the day, you could target by credit score. So there's a few things that are kind of a little skeptical about, because it's like you can target by income. Until 2 months ago, you could have been targeting by income, credit score, neighborhood. So that's weird that you were getting those kind of results, because when I target the specific neighborhoods, I'm only getting qualified people, because I have my pins dropped in the top 20 areas. So the only people that are seeing my ad are my ideal avatar. But if I'm just my audience is really big, you're going to get more BSers. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get it. So this is, this is one of the accounts that we've always had challenges with, simply because the audiences are so small, and Facebook won't give us the reach because the audiences are so small. So I end up, building lookalikes and, building all these crazy audiences just to get enough people in the audience to get the reach.
And it goes back to how new the service is, right? Solar is not something that you see in movies like a pool. Solar is not something that the populace is educated on. And so this is something my mentor told me. He said it doesn't matter how good the product is. It doesn't matter how new it is, how great it is. But if no one knows about it and they're not properly educated, you might as well throw in the towel most of the time, unless you can make some really good claims and offers. That's the issue, is that not a lot of people know about solar. It's not, in 10 years, it'll be a totally different game in 10 years. But now people are still on the fence. People are still skeptical. So I think the saving money would really get more eyes on that video. I don't think the copy's bad. I just think that, people really need to understand it. They can save money.
No, I understand.
But also,
I'm certainly willing to test all of that. We got, we've got a big team piling away on this stuff. We've been going after it for a couple of years. But that was one of the things that, that's one of the reasons, because I've been doing this a while. That's one of the reasons I took your class, is because this is one of the areas where we have targeting in, and actually I went through the whole thing, but I didn't see that piece about how to drop the pin. So what are you doing? Going to your best neighborhoods and dropping a pin?
You were on the call last week though, right?
No, last week was the week that I missed.
Oh, okay. So all of last week was about targeting and excluding and dropping pins and excluding zip codes and excluding neighborhoods.
Okay.
So I'll tag you in that video. But really, what we're talking about, just so everyone's clear, and at the end of this call, I'll spend some time dropping some pins, is that I'll be honest with you, Jimmy, like, this is me being 100% transparent. I got 150 full-time students that I have ads with every single day. And solar is one of the most challenging ones. Because it's a door knocking game. There's some services out there that Facebook ads might not be able to dominate as much as you want. And so And it goes back to the populace, right? Little Rock, Arkansas it reminds me of, they're not in Austin, Texas City. They're a little behind on the time. So solar is a new thing for them. When you drive through Arkansas, it isn't caught up to Austin, Texas. So you got to talk to them in stage one. So everyone on this call needs to listen up. There is buyer awareness levels. And so for Arkansas, they're going to be in the cold stage. The cold stage is where they might have never heard of it. They might have heard rumors. They just don't know shit about it. The warm stage is they've heard about it. They're a little bit interested. They at least know it's there. The hot stage is they're ready to freaking buy and go. So you got to write the copy for the cold stage, meaning why go solar? Like this is more of a cold ad, but there needs to be a little bit more benefits explained. And then you retarget anybody that clicks on this ad, and then you follow them around with that different offer. Like these are two totally different audiences and two different offers. So target the bigger audience with the educational offers, the video. Target the smaller, more prone to buying with the direct offer. And then straight up ask the warm, like for that sell, or the hot for that sell. So this approach is really educational. And another, I don't know if you guys ever done the free book giveaway or the free guide giveaway?
Yeah, I mean, we've written a book for them, and we do the book giveaway. We actually do everything with this company, from door knocking to TV to radio to Facebook, Google, YouTube ads. I mean, we do everything, and it's odd. This is one of my only clients where Facebook isn't the best audience, isn't the best cost per lead.
Solar is that industry, and that's why they're the easiest people to close, and they're willing to pay the most. And I tell this to people all the time. The easiest people to close are the hardest to get leads from. The harder it is to close, the easier it is to get leads. It's weird how that goes, because I'm not going to state names of my students, but I have a student who specified just in solar for the first year. He just couldn't get leads. And then I saw other people try to go after it, and they couldn't get leads either. And I just said, man, it's one of those dead niches. If you can unlock solar, it's game over. But I think you're on the right path. I'm just saying that I think a little more clear and starting more as a cold audience.
Yeah, no, I see it the minute you point it out. I see it.
Okay. And guys, remember that you got to know what stage of buying awareness of who you're talking to. You can't sell them a Gallant Dill course if they've never heard of Gallant Dill. You can start them off by an ad saying, hey, have you ever want to start your business? Get this free book. And I'm going to show you guys tonight how to build a free book ad. And that's how you get the cold audience into warm audience, and then you sell them. But you can't sell directly to a cold audience, right? You can't say, here's a vegan coupon for a vegan soup to someone who doesn't even know what vegan is. They're not going to be interested. But if you say the 12 reasons why to go vegan, get this free guide, they download it, read it, and then you retarget them, or you run ads to people that are interested in something like that, they're more prone to picking up your offer or your service. And we're going to go into a little more detail later. But Jimmy, these look great. I could tell that you have a lot of experience. And after this call, we'll hop on a few more, and we'll make sure we can get something rocking and rolling. Who else has an ad in here?
Thanks, man.
Hey, thank you. And then at the end, let's get those questions answered about the six-figure blueprint stuff.
Okay.
All right. So Total Tree Service Omaha. The first thing is that, I don't know if you intentionally did this. Sometimes you make a mistake, but you got a tree service, and then you have the words outdated bathroom. Right? Who would want their plumber painting them a piece of art in the house? So Danny, are you on the call?
Yeah. So I posted a message with it too. I don't have a.
Oh, okay. I didn't read that. Sorry. No, it makes sense.
I don't have a company to post it from, so I just made an ad anyways to post something anyways.
Dude, there's been so many times that I've accidentally published on the wrong page. Like one time I ran a Google ad for a month because I was training a little class on it, and I get a bill from Google, and I'm like, what the heck? And I remembered I had turned it on and forgot to turn it off, and they ran up my card, and I was like,
Yeah, I just figured I'd get something done because I wanted to actually, be involved. So.
Okay, so outdated bathroom, right? So a really good way to do it is have a before and after video, not the image, because most of the time Facebook doesn't like before and after pictures. So what I do is I'll do a video, like a 3 seconds of the outdated bathroom and then 3 seconds of the new updated bathroom. And I might just say before, after, right? Like just the word before, After. If they don't like that, I'll just take out the word before, and then after I'll just add that, so they'll get the point. Before, like they don't need to say it, and then after as the banner. Or I make the offer in the banner. I might say, book now for 15% off until November 5th. Or insane November discounts. And another more appealing way you might want to say is up to 40%. And then you just give them 15, right? Because 15 isn't that sexy. 15 ain't going to say, I might say up to sounds a lot better than 40%. 15%. Outdated bathroom. Our family business built a reputation on great work at affordable rates. Schedule your free in-home evaluation for a limited time. Outdated bathroom. Maybe say a pain point, like tired of an outdated bathroom. You can say outdated bathroom. It's not bad. I would maybe test that. And then maybe say we've helped bring thousands of bathrooms to life, right? Our family business built a reputation on great affordable work rates. That's not terrible. It's really not bad. The reason I like this is because it's more personal. It doesn't look like a marketing company. It looks like someone who really cares about their work and is just a mom and pop. But it's not terrible. And then schedule your free home evaluation for a limited time. Maybe say your free in-home evaluation so we can draw you up some plans or something to make that a little sexier. Like, what does that include? Like, maybe go into detail. So what I used to do for the remodeler is I would say, we're going to do a 3D blueprint, like of what your kitchen will look like, right? Just so they're like, damn, so they're going to come in for free. I'm going to walk away with, a virtual image, and I get up to 40% off until November 5th. So just maybe spruce it up, use a little bit better of an image. That image, I honestly, I don't know if that's a bathtub to the left of the sinks, a toilet, a bidet, a bucket, right? So that bathroom wasn't spicy, right? Ann's bathroom had me just jaw drop, like, man, had my imagination going, right? I'm gonna be clean for days. This BO problem, it ain't gonna ever happen. I got a shower head for my ear, okay? So, and like I said, just a bathroom, you can go onto Zillow in the targeted areas. Remember, you don't want to have an LA bathroom in a San Antonio location because there's totally different worlds. In the Woodlands, people have bidets. Cedar Park, people look at you sideways if you say a word like that. So you really want to know what the actual area, what they actually use, and go into a high end and pull an image from that or ask your client. But there's nothing in that image that's appealing unless you like a square on the wall. This looks like you're at Home Depot and they've thrown up a little sculpture and you're looking at the checkout of a example. So I would use a little bit more of a real image and then maybe throw up to 40% off or maybe zero down or financing available into an actual banner. Because what's happening, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but what's happening with Facebook is that they're actually putting the copy underneath the images now, underneath the ads. So they're not going to even read this if your image and your pattern are up isn't popping. They're just not. And the reason they did that is because they're trying to make Facebook more about a messenger game again as of now. They don't really want people spending all their time on their timelines and their feeds as of right now. So they know if your image isn't good or your copy is not good, no one's going to read it. So you really got to understand the importance of your image and pattern erupt because that's what's going to get them to read this. And if they decide to put this outdated bathroom underneath the image and underneath the quote, they might never get there. So there needs to be a strong offer and a strong image to make them read the rest of that. Does that make sense? But I'll be honest, this is great. Short, sweet, and simple. Follow the system. The image just needs to be worked and maybe spruce up the offer a little bit. But I think you're good to go.
Again,
any other questions? Also, on this ad, who were you targeting? Just so I'm curious. Did you kind of practice around or play with it a little bit?
Homeowners 35 to 60.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. People my age don't really care. They're like, you know what? I don't need a bathroom. I just need a boat. I need a new car. I could poop in a bucket. As long as I got a new Ferrari outside, that's all that matters.
Hey, Gavin, I have a question about pictures.
Okay.
If you're getting a picture off of Zillow, how do you know you can use that picture without needing rights to the photo?
You probably, there might be some legalities to it. So everyone that's listening, you might want to ask a lawyer. But once someone publishes images online, it's not their image anymore, unless there's a photography blueprint stamp or some sort of copyright, which most people don't copyright. You can use it. Also, if you change up the colors, you add a banner and stuff, it's really hard to notice. Obviously if you get someone's house, but But I'll be honest, most of your clients have really good photos to use. Most of the clients have that kind of stuff. If they've been in business, you said our family business has built a reputation. Damon, I don't know. Like, I'm not the lawyer. Damon, are you on this call? So you could hop on a mic. I don't know the legalities, but I usually spruce up the image.
I had it on mute. Yeah, so it doesn't become public domain just because it goes on the internet. So what I would do is I would still go look at Zillow so you can identify the proper type of house or whatever picture you need to look for, but then go somewhere like Pixabay or Pexels, because those are royalty free, and it'll even straight up say, and it'll say free for commercial use, no attribution required.
So the issue with the Pixabay is that then it looks like an ad. The goal is not to have your ad look like an ad. It's to be looking like.
Yeah, that's why I like Pixabay, because it's not polished like iStock. I mean, there will be some that are polished, but Pixabay is like user submitted. Not all of them, but you'll find.
The issue is it needs to be really targeted for those areas, because his Arkansas house and a house in general won't attract the right person, because it just doesn't have that connection. There has to be a connection from the research. So if we go to Pixabay right now.
No, that's why I was saying I agree. Go to Zillow, find the theme of the house, then go find something comparable on Pixabay or somewhere else.
But like I was telling, I think that most of the clients have some really good images you can use. And it doesn't need to be something crazy spectacular, but 90% of the people I work with, they have a long list of stuff, and if they don't have the pictures, then they take one and send them to me. Does that make sense? So let's take an example. Let's say bathroom. Oops. These are good. These are actually, these are stutter shock. I was like looking up at the top. See, it's not terrible. Pixabay has gotten better over the years. 2 years ago, I don't know how long you've been using them. It was pretty garbage. My first consulting launchpad, my first course ever dropped, I talked about, I think, Pixabay, and at the time I just wasn't too impressed. But these look really good. These are really good bathrooms. Like this one here is realistic, right? The goal is to try to stay away from the magazine glamour shots, because that's not reality. Millennials, people just aren't buying into that shit anymore. They want something that they can resonate with.
One other option you can do is if you go to Google Images, there's a filter on the image type, and you can change the filter to public domain and use those too.
Cool. So you want to share your screen? Just show us, just because I'm not going to even pretend like I do that.
Yeah, hold on.
Bonus round, right? And you're the man at SEO, so you know the game.
Yeah, I got to deal with images for different reasons. So all right, let's see. Let me see if I can find something first. You can keep chatting. Give me a minute. I'll see if.
Okay, cool. All right, so let's get back to his ad, or those ads. Let me see here. Man, I wish that all the haters out there, I could sue them because they use my pictures or something. I'm gonna say, you can't do that, man. I didn't give you permission. So like I said, goes back to the bathroom image. It's not appealing. This looks like I don't even know what this is. Like, does that look like a tub, or is that what is that to the left? And then we're gonna move on to the next one.
All right, okay. How do I share my screen here?
All right, I'm gonna unshare mine. Okay, mine wasn't even shared. Sorry, I literally had it just at the bottom. It says share. It's like a square with an arrow pointing out.
I got the mic mute. I got the video. Is it on the left or right? Oh, sure. Duh. The really green, obvious one.
Yeah. See, dude, you just never know.
Let's see if I got the right one here.
So yeah, there's always different stipulations you want to make sure. So show us what you got here.
All right. So can you see this?
Yes, we can. Perfect.
So just search whatever, like I did Arkansas house, then go to images. And then you can extend tools and then usage rights. And then you can find the one that says labeled for reuse.
Now type in Zillow, Arkansas house Zillow, and see how many pop up, if there is any. Can you reuse these? Okay, yeah, you got a label. Okay.
Yeah. So what I do when I use images, so I have to use images every day, but for way different stuff. So what I do is when I find something that I can use, I take a screenshot and save it with the work that I produce. So that way, like on this example, I would screenshot, if I'm using this one, then I would expand it, screenshot from the top all the way down where it shows that I've selected label for reuse. That way you have, reasonable deniability in case you run into issues.
Also, what you can do is you can then go and bring this image back to your clients and ask them if they have anything similar. So you can go on the Zillow, find something you do like, and then try to recreate it with your client. So this is good.
All right, cool.
Perfect. All right. But it's funny. I just find whatever image. I've never really had too much trouble, but most of the time it's my client's own. So, who knows, maybe one day something might pop off.
If you want a quick story, I have had a client that came to me. It wasn't an image that we used, but we took over maintaining a site for a client. And the previous designers had just pulled an image off of Google Images that wasn't available for use. And it ended up being a copywritten image that was from iStock or somewhere. And Getty's is the largest commercial photography rights entity there is. And they will send you, they have just an entire law firm dedicated to nothing but cease and desist and like buyout letters where they'll straight up say, hey, pay us 10 grand or we're taking you to court. And usually they're threats and you can take the image down and you get away with it, but it's a big headache if you get busted.
I actually, you're totally right. I remember this actually just reminded me of about 3 years ago, I built a website or had a website built for one of my companies, and we made recommendations. We used someone's logo and said, these are the top providers in this industry. And these are the preferred people if we were going to go to for something like, for whatever it was. And they actually, 2 of the companies sent us a C&D. I think like a hater found it and said, hey, they're using your logo. But I had 2 companies say, hey, can you take us off the site? And we weren't even selling. We were saying that these are the top sites in this industry that are the most trusted names, but we didn't have permission to use their logo. But so I didn't even think about maybe an image or photographer, or, you could always maybe even reach out for that image or ask for permission. There's some people that are trying to sell those houses, so you never know. But all right, well, let's keep it moving. Does anyone else upload an ad? Because I'm on here and I'm looking. Let me see real quick. All right, we got Ann's ad, your ad, okay. All right, so look, let's actually move on to the next piece. Let's talk about this part of the training. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually go to designer.io. I'm going to post a link because it's a weird way that it's spelled. And what it does is it creates an asset. Has anyone ever used designer.io? Hold on, let me get this for you. I don't want to send you the wrong one. It's spelled weird. It has like 2 R's. And then I'm going to post it in the chat, the domain. Designer.io. Okay, here we go. Bam. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. Share my screen. So Designer can create assets in under 2 minutes. So let me give an example. Let's say your client has a blog that you want to turn into an ebook that you're going to give away in a Facebook ad. And I'm going to show you how to do that this evening. And so what Designer does is it creates that. You drop a URL. Designer then goes in and makes a blog, or not, it takes the blog and makes it into a book, a booklet, or whatever you want it to make, and then creates you a cover sheet. So you now have an ad. So let me give an example. I'm going to pull this up and pull up the chat real quick of what it looks like and what the ads will look like. And the reason why I love these type of ads is because everyone wants something for free. Everyone wants something that they can get off Facebook. People love guides. People love reference sheets. People love just about anything. So a great way to get leads, here's an example. So this is a client. We're running this ad so we can get a bunch of new homeowners interested in maybe renting out their house, because a lot of people, like in Jimmy's case, don't understand solar yet. But this is a great way to educate them and to start getting, people for maybe later down in the pipeline. But this, you can get leads really cheap. So let me give an example. Let's say you get one of those clients who wants leads right away, and you want to build out a really good PSO, a really good ad for them, but it's going to take a couple days, but you don't have time to wait. By creating a free asset like this, you should be able to get 1 to 5 leads on $20 a day budget. So I realized just psychology of the customer and the client is that I would rather get 5 shit leads in a day than nothing at all. You know what I mean? Like, Jimmy, I don't know if that's ever worked for you, but obviously not every day, and these aren't all shit, but this is a great way to start getting up low, quick, fast leads, building your list, educating the populace, getting the name out. A lot of people like doing this. A lot of my clients aren't looking really to make a sell on this. They're looking to build a list that they can then email, that they can, call later, or they can get data from. So this is a really good way to get stuff up quick. So I use designer.com, and let me log in here. I'm going to pull this down. But it's a free asset is a great way. Let's say you want to start growing your brand, your company brand. You want to get your name out there. You want to get more likes. You want to get a big email list. That's what all marketers do. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the group on Facebook, ClickFunnels. Russell Brunson grew his brand because he gave away his book. I don't know if you've seen it. He's given his book away 100,000 times. And so people read it, and now he has a customer. He has a fan. He has someone for life. I'll give you an example. GKIC, a really good company that I bought a lot of information and products from, they sent me a book for $1 one time. And in the end, I probably spent over $8,000 over the last 2 years with GKIC, all because I got that free book. It was $1. That covered the shipping or something. And so this is really good for you to grow and build an empire basically for your client. So let's go ahead and log in to Designer. Let me get the login. I have my buddy, he always does it for me because he has Photoshop skills. And so I'll be like, hey, go in Designer and create this. But you don't even need Photoshop skills with Designer. So let's do this real quick. I'm going to log in here. But so this is a great way. And if you don't have enough money to buy Designer, then you can just create a little ebook inside of, just your like for me, I have Pages on my, my Mac. And so I can create a little PDF, and then I can upload it into Amazon and then make an ebook that way. And we'll do that as well. I'll give you a free example, and I'll show you Designer. I just think Designer is going to be our best bet here. So let me actually log in here. Okay, cool. Just making sure I have the right password. All right, cool. I'm in. All right. So everyone on this call, for homework, make sure you check out Designer, because this is a quick way for you to make free assets. Look, we've made quite a few in here. And so let me show you how you can create one, just so you understand. So let's say that I want to create a book for Gallant Dill, right? I want to build so all I got to really do is go in here and grab a link. If I had the blogs on this link, I could just grab this. And then what I do is I just import it. I just click whenever I have a new project. I can just name this book for Gallant Dill. And then I go in here and I upload that link right there and I hit import. Hopefully that'll work, right? I don't know. I've never done one on this. So there's a lot. Also, you can upload from something you've written. So let's say that you've taken 5 of your clients' blogs, you put them all into a page. You can upload that. So it doesn't have to just be an uploaded URL. You can basically upload pretty much anything. And what Designer does is see how it just spit out a bunch of different examples here. So here's one for marketing. Let's just do that one. So watch this. Project name and next. So what this has now done, because I just called it the Gallant Dill blog, I didn't give it a name. I could have said in the last piece, Gallant Dill 5 secrets to success, right? So I could edit this and change it to Gallant Dill 5 secrets to success. I can go in here, and since it only put the paragraphs, I can then go back and click on each one, copy and paste them into there and be done. So let's say this is the blog. I could go into here, take out anything like the gallantdill.com stuff, and this could be stage 1. So not Facebook. We go here. See, example, right? So I go in here, I can change the colors, I can bold this out, I can change out the images, I can switch and swap, I can change pretty much anything. And let's say that I spend 5 minutes, and because we don't have too much time, so I can't build out the craziest one, I can then go in here and save and publish this and be done. So what this does is badass. So I save this. I'm going to go ahead and publish this. And, I'm just going to go ahead. So whenever people want to download, it's going to be in a PDF. What it's doing is it's actually making a link. I can now copy and paste this link. Watch this. Hold on. Let me make sure I can open this. So I'm going to put this in the chat. So what it just did is it made me a link that I can share now through Facebook ads. I can share on Facebook. So at the end of your lead form, it asks you to visit a website. Instead of them visiting a website, when they click that link, they can now go in and click this, and it'll automatically download to their computer. So everyone right now, go into your chat. And you see how quick I created this asset? And you can use your own covers. You can change anything, but in literally 2 minutes, I just created a digital asset. Obviously, I didn't go in there and edit. I didn't spend a crazy amount of time because we're on a time schedule here. But what that I now have is something that I can give away on my client's behalf. So when we go into, I'm going to go back into Facebook here, and let's say that I have an ad. I can say, I'm going to give an example. Let me pull this up. Is that whenever, so on the lead form, so you can see this, when someone clicks on this lead form, let's say you're trying to sell your SEO services to small ticket businesses. You can start building a list. You can start getting clients quickly. And then, so whenever they hit download, it's going to pull up your lead form, right? It's going to pull up, it's going to ask for the name, the phone number, and email. Nothing's changed. It's still a lead form. But instead, at the end, instead of it saying, now visit website, thank you for inquiring, one of our specialists is going to reach out. It says, here's your free book. Click download to get started. So as soon as they click this, the URL is going to be that link they gave you in Designer. So they're going to get this asset. So like I said, this is a great way to get and grow leads quickly. People love the free shit. Like, it's like one of the top things. Like, if I have a client that I'm just trying to get leads for, and even for myself, I'll be honest with you guys, I do it for myself. I give away a free book, and then I send them an email, I send them a text, I give them a call and say, hey brother, you're looking for a mentor? You're looking to sign up for any trainings? And honestly, a lot of people say yes, because why would somebody get a book on the 12 reasons your roof might be leaking if you don't have a worry about your leaking roof? So if you get a call immediately from your client, calling them and saying, hey, can I come do a consultation for free to make sure your roof is all right? I see that you inquired off our free book. It counts as a lead, and it works because a lot of the time, let me see if I can go back into the example so you can see this, is that the people are downloading this because they're actually interested in that service. And this might have been the last piece that they needed in order to make that sell. So let me show you this example of some of these that I currently have. So I'm going to do a share. So right here, get your roof ready for winter. So this person is selling roofs. I don't know, maybe I got a lot of people that use this account. Are 15 signs that your roof is failing. Obviously, this one's for selling, roof leads. So anyone who downloads this is probably interested in a free consultation to get the roof inspected, right? So why would you download this if your roof was perfect or you didn't have any worries? So these are great leads for your clients. So any person that fills out that survey or that, form link is a great lead to your client. You can get leads for $1 to $5 all day in bulk. You could do 10, 20 books a day if you have a good enough sounding book and you have your targeting down. So like this was the one for the property management groups. 5 home renting secrets. Learn how to get yourself financial freedom. And so anybody that downloaded that is interested in renting out their house. So who is my client looking for? He's looking for people that are interested in renting out their house. So I will throw up a PSO ad, and then I'll throw up a free asset ad. So I'll attack both ways. I'll get good leads over here, good leads over here, abundant leads over here, abundant leads over here. So I'm not just relying on pain points, because sometimes the PSO might fail. And you don't want to have to send a refund. You don't want to be known as a guy who can't deliver. But when you have both these systems, it's very, very rare that you don't get any results. So let me see if I can have another one. So here's an example. This was written for a wedding DJ. Obviously, we've made a better since this, or, a venue, right? So 15 trends new brides must know for their wedding. Wedding DJ, wedding photography in that area, because we're targeting all the people that they want to work with. Why would somebody download this if they're not interested in getting married? Sorry, my mic's a little weird. Does that make sense? So this is a great way. So Designer is a great way. And then another thing you can do is, let's say we take this, right? I'm going to just go ahead and download this thing. Let me see if I can just pull this off. Usually it gives me a little option, but my computer's being weird. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go and create an asset right now without using Designer, just so you guys have this as reference. I don't want you blowing a lot of money if you don't want, but there are some coupons. If you go to Google, you can get Designer for Life for $50. So, but let's say that you don't have the money. So let's say that, let's just use this as an example. I'm going to do another screen share. Let's say that you have a blog. You have a blog to work with, and you don't have enough money, or you don't want to spend Designer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create my own little asset without Designer. And I'm going to show you guys how to launch that tonight as well. So I'm uploading this. So I'm going to say the 5 success tips all entrepreneurs need to know about, right? So I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to make that into like a little book cover, right? So I'm going to make this bigger. You know, I'm going to center it so it looks more like cover, and then say by D1Ll, right? Whatever. Obviously, you guys can go and make this sexy and fancy. I'm using this as an example. So this is my little ebook. I upload a few images into this. I go into here and I save this. I'm going to save this, save it to my background, and I'm going to use this, and I'm going to do this. So we're going to save it, and we're going to title it Gallant's Book. All right, so Gallant's Book is now a document. I'm going to now go into Amazon. It's called Amazon S3, I believe. S3. And what that is it's storage. So they create a link like the one that was spit out by designer. So let's say I already have an account. So let me say my account, sign in to console. All right, let's do this. Probably don't even know my password. Just kidding. I did this like yesterday. So what we're going to do in here is I'm going to go up to services, and I'm going to go up to S3 storage. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a bucket. I'm going to name the bucket. I'm going to say just Gallant. You can't do any caps, so you just got to do Gallant's Book. Okay. So we're at Amazon.com. We're at their S3 console. You got to make a little account. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and create a new bucket. And then you don't need to change anything in here. You know, it's pretty standard. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give people access to my bucket. So whenever I send this link, anyone can download it without a crazy password. I have nothing to hide in this bucket. I don't care what they discover. It's just going to be my book. I'm going to go back up here. Now I'm going to upload my book, right? I'm going to go into desktop. We're going to do Gallant's Book. All right. Okay, so I'm going to go to next. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this public again. Okay, so that means anyone that gets it can see it. I'm going to do next. Actually, I forgot. I need to upload it, right? You don't want to just start hitting next because I didn't even upload the book yet. So I uploaded it, and now I'm going to make sure that everything's public here. You got all the information. You know, I'm going to click on it. I'm going to double click on it again. Hold on. So, okay, so make public. Okay, cool. We're public. So this link, I can use this link. And I can send this, I can add it to the ad instead of the website link. I can add this, and this just created an asset. Do you see how fast I created a digital ad set? I can send this link to anyone, and they can immediately download. I'm going to send it in the chat so you guys can have it. So let's go back into Facebook ads, and let me show you like an example of how we would build this out. I'm going to actually use a real life ad. Hold on, let me pull up my account. So the PSO system's great. You can get great quality leads. You can get a lot of people interested in your service, but this is how you can get abundant leads quickly and more affordably. I recommend to do both types of ads: pain points, the solutions, the offers, and this. So let me see this. What the hell? Every time I'm in here, they change it. All right, here we go. Let me pull this up. I want to pull up an actual one I just ran on the last day. Okay, account campaigns. Okay. See here. You know what? We'll just go ahead and just create one. I don't want to wait around for my Facebook's being a little glitchy. Start over. So let's go in here, and just so you can see this real quick, we're going to create a quick ad, a free guide ad. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do the lead gen, right? We're going to build out the audience, get everything set up. And so when we get to the text and image, we're going to use something like I showed you prior with the, you know, the free book. Let me pull that example up real quick. See if I have it downloaded. I should have downloaded it. Hold on 2 seconds, guys. I'm going to download this just so we can use this as reference. So I'm going to create an image that looks similar to this. Okay. So I'm going to use this headline, download your free guide, and whatnot. Next thing I'm going to do after that's all set up, this is the only thing new in the training. This is why I wanted to come in here and show you guys, is that I'm going to fill out the ad, sign up below, you know, your info so you can get your free book. So I'm going to change that text and that copy into the intro here. And I'm going to say, go ahead and fill out the information to get your copy of your 5 tips to success that all entrepreneurs need. So how they download that this is where it happens. Download book. And then remember that link we got from Designer? Remember that link we got from Amazon? We upload it into the form instead of our own website link. So it's pretty much the same ad, the PSO ad, just obviously the copy, the image is different. And then we're not sending them to an ad at the end, or we're not sending them to a website at the end. We're sending them to a download book link. So that's how you create an asset style ad. This was just a quick overview just because we don't have an hour to go over it, but I'll actually upload another training in the group where I've spent a little more time building out an asset, but really it doesn't take much. You go onto your client's website, you do some research yourself, you can write one up, you can take something from there, add an image here, and you can build out a quick book easily you don't even need Designer. You can just use the Amazon tool or you can use Designer. But that's all. You just go in here and see how it says view website. We're going to just change that to download. So on the form, whenever it says submit, it's going to say download. It's going to show them download. So their ending screen is going to have download book right here. So they submit their information. You can say this, pick up my top secrets. Bam. And then you can have some arrows. You could do whatever you want, right? You can write whatever you want there and say one of our complimentary, you're going to get a complimentary call to check on some of your roofing needs. Does anyone have any questions about that? You guys are quiet. Anyone confused? And you confused on how to create an asset? Any questions? Sure. Danny, what about you? You got anything for me? All right. So the last thing I want to discuss on this call is that obviously everyone here is going to get my more advanced training on how to start a lead generation agency, but I want to discuss my top books. Okay, so how to create the ebook cover. So check this out. Designer will create it for you. Or you can go to Fiverr.com and they'll create one for between $5 and $10. Let's take a look at Fiverr. Because if your client's paying you $5,000 a month, you can pay $10 to spend on an ebook you're going to be using for a while. Book cover. If you don't want to use Fiverr, there's a lot of people that are on your Facebook, but they can actually create you a Facebook ad design. So you can say, hey, can you, for your $25, let's just do this. Continue with Facebook. Okay, allow me. Okay, cool. Thank you. There you go. There you go. You can say, will you go ahead and create something like this on top of it? They'll do that. So you can actually go in here and ask them to do that if you don't want to use the standard ones over at Designer, because Designer, it's a little basic to me. They're not as sexy. They're not as appealing, but they still work. Also, you don't need to have this image. You can just have an image of someone. You can use your kitchen image and just say on the banner, download book. You don't actually have to show the book. So the image really doesn't matter on the book because you just need to let them know that they're going to get something free. Sometimes it's nice on an ad not to show them this, to do something like this. Let me give you an example. So like on this ad, your free list, there's no list picture here. This is of a house, one of the top houses in Howard for that price range. So we're giving them an example of what that list is going to show. Does that make sense? Because sometimes the curiosity makes it more appealing, because if they already know what the book looks like, it's kind of taking away the fun. So don't really worry too much about the quality of image, but you can use Fiverr. The goal is really to sell them and then make sure that link is set up and they're going to be able to download it. Does that make sense? Billy, does that answer your question? I guess. Let me see the chat. Yes. Okay, perfect. All right. So, but Fiverr is great. You can go in here and get any kind of graphic made. These are really good looking book covers and maybe for yourself, but honestly, you don't really need a great looking cover. That's irrelevant. The goal is to get their information. And most of the time they don't even open or read the book. All right. So today I want to talk about my top books on writing copy and writing ads to continue your education outside of just my trainings. My favorite book on writing copy is How to Write Copy That Sells. So if you want to increase your headlines, you want to increase your ad copy, you want to increase your skills, Ray Edward has a book called How to Write Copy That Sells, and it's on Amazon. He might even have a free download link here. Let me show you a picture of it. This book is really what took my copy to the next level. I recommend this to all my high-paying students. It's a really good one. Another really good one is David Garfinkel's book. This is a good one. It's called Advertising Headlines That Make You Rich. I almost forgot the name. And it's just literally an entire book on great headlines on every type of headlines, ones that you can create free assets, free lists, selling a house. There's so many good examples. And what I do is I write these headlines on index cards until they become like imprinted in my brain. Like the 5 ways of getting rich as an entrepreneur, the 5 things you need to know as an entrepreneur, the 5 things you don't need to do as an entrepreneur, the 5 biggest mistakes. It's all imprinted because I write these in practice. So when you create an ad and you have this understanding and you've made that practice, it gets easier and it gets better over time. So those 2 books I really recommend. They're beginner level. You don't need to be an expert. They're very straight to the point. They're not boring. They're awesome. Another really good listen is David Garfinkel's podcast. They're like 20 minutes. Garfinkel, and he talks about different things. It's a really good listen podcast. It's called The Copywriters Podcast, David Garfinkel. And, he knows the stuff. And they're short episodes. I listen to one every single day, no lie. And then my favorite mentor is Gary Halbert. And I recommend all this. Like, I'm not just saying this. Like, this is a religion for me. This bookshelf behind me, I would rather listen to, a few of his tapes over all these books because this guy has the best. So Gary Halbert has an audio series that they published from some of the greatest advertisers and copywriters of all time. It's called the Gary Halbert Letters and All-Star Audio Series. I highly recommend you listen to this audio series. He talks about the basic mistakes in marketing, the things you need to know. I've listened to some of the episodes 5 times, and these are written by some of the best writers in the world. Gary Vincebanga right here, he's reading this out loud, one of these newsletters that Gary talks about advertising and marketing, and he's one of the best writers of all time, John Carlton. And so the last thing I recommend everyone get is a copy of John Carlton's Marketing Secrets of our Marketing Rebel Badass. Hold on, Marketing Secrets of a Marketing Badass or something. Hold on, let me just see. Okay, Kick-Ass Copywriting Secrets of a Marketing Rebel. I was way off. I think the course is like $100. It comes with an audio series too. But man, next level. Anything John Carlton puts out, he's one of the best. He was actually trained by Gary Halbert from the All-Star Letters. I think with John Carlton, the Gary Halbert stuff, Ray Edwards, How to Write Copy That Sells, and your David Garfinkel book, really you don't need more. You just got to get out there and practice. And I will be able to upload a list of everything into the community. So you're not just kind of lingering there. And as time goes by, the community is not going to end. Obviously, I want to get you all a link tonight for your more advanced training for the 6-figure blueprint. But I'm going to stay in there active and answer questions and help you guys launch those ads. This should just give you the basics to get everything going and get those ads up. And you should be able to get leads just off of everything you've seen these last 4 weeks now. Jimmy, do you have that list of questions you're going to ask me?
Yeah, I just put it in the chat.
Okay, perfect. All right. So, and all this information you guys are about to learn a little bit about. So if you don't understand it yet, it's not a big deal. All right. Here we go. I don't know why it didn't actually take me to the ad. Let me go here and type in your name. So if you're looking for something, you can always just type in. All right. Questions 3. He said, are you charging 100 per lead in groups of 50 leads? From the videos, some seem to be less than 100. So it really depends, right? I like to get 100, but if I'm trying to close and they're willing to pay me $75 and I know I get my leads for $5, $10, that's fine, right? Like if leads are $30, or they're high or they're hard to get, I'll charge 100. But if I know I can get them fairly quickly and they're going to cost me nothing, I don't care if they're 70, 80, 90, $100. But the goal for everything you're going to learn on the next training is that I sell packages of leads up front. I go into a business and I say, for $2,500 a month, I guarantee 25 leads minimum. So, and you might like, Gallant, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Well, think about it. If you sell swimming pools and you sell one pool out of those 25 leads, are you going to make your $2,500 back? Damon, are you going to make your $2,500 back if you sell a pool off one of those 25 leads? Yes or no? I don't know if he's still there. I like doing that.
Yeah.
You will. So that's why they'll pay you and it won't be an issue. So I guarantee minimum of 25 leads. Okay, next question. Do you discount for large volumes? Absolutely. I have clients that will pay just a monthly retainer and just use their ad spend, but those start between 10 and 25,000 a month. They got to pay me at least 10, 20 grand. And then I'll say, look, I don't care how much you spend. I'll run it at that. one time at a law firm paying me $20,000 a month, and they're spending upwards of $1,000 to $2,000 a day. I didn't care. I was getting paid $5,000 a week to run those campaigns. But the goal, the principles is to sell the package, to get people to pay a minimum of $2,500. I don't even like to do that. I like at least $3,000 in my pocket. 3 to 5 is like starting standard. Maybe if they're saying, look, this is the first month working with you, Gallant, I'll pay you $3,000, and the next month we'll do 5. Absolutely. You know, I'm building trust. Sometimes I'll lower my price just to get them in the door and get that close. What constitutes a good lead? There seem to be a lot of trash leads on your spreadsheet. Your clients would not be paying for that. Depending on the spreadsheet, it might have been one of those retainer deals where they just pay retainer and I have to hit a certain amount of leads monthly and they have their own ad spend. You know, it really just depends on what the leads are for or what the quality is. Like for a lead for a pool builder, most of them are going to be good. But this is what I say to all my clients. I say, what is your percentage of closing right now? They'll be like 1 in 5, 1 in 6. So if I brought you 30 leads and you close 5 or 6 of them, how much money are you going to make? Well, they're going to make 6 figures. So it makes sense. I don't ever lie and say that you're going to close them all. I say these are people that are interested in you and your services. And I guarantee that they signed up for an appointment with you or for whatever service you're offering or whatever the offer is. So I'm being straight up and I say, depending on how fast or how good your sales team is, depending on how much you're going to get paid. But, you know, if you can't close 1 in 25 leads that I provide you, we don't need to be working together anyways, right? Because I'm looking to grow something long-term. I want to make you a lot of money. I want to make a lot of money. But I'll be honest, you'll close at least 1 out of 4, 1 out of 5 if you follow up and you have a good system down. I've had clients close almost every single one of them. I've had clients close very few. It just depends on who you are, what you're selling, and how you sell it. You know, I've had clients take 3-4 days to follow up with 1 lead. And listen, nobody's going to close with that. People forget. So I'll be straight up with the clients and I'll let them know that. You know, sometimes bad leads do come in, but it's all part of the game. And, you know, I'll be honest. So if the client paid me for 25 leads, I'll bring them at least 30. You know, I'll just guarantee I'll at least bring you 25 because if there was a few bad ones, they're not going to say anything. Let me give you an example. The other day I had a client pay us for 30 leads. He paid us because it was for a rehab. So they pay a lot more. So they paid us $5,000 for 30 leads. I brought him 68 leads. He only paid us for 30. And the reason why is because I wanted his business. I wanted to keep working with him. I didn't want there to be any issues. And I was getting leads for under $10. So, you know, I spent, you know, $500-$600. I made a $4,400 profit. So it's worth it. And I want to keep him going because I want to keep making that $4,400 every 30 days. So every single person in the chat, I'm going to actually right now send you a login for you to go ahead and create an account for the next training on how you can start your own agency, lead agency. And I'm going to give you everything you need, call scripts, you know, the email scripts, everything to really get that going. And normally that's $1,000, but everybody that signed up, that was part of the offer. You know, don't go around sharing that I gave it to you guys for free. But Ann, can you tell us a little bit about your experience? You started the 6-figure blueprint 3 weeks ago. Where are you at today?
I finished it up, all the modules, and I was actually getting ready to ask you, this is like your version 2.0 of 6-figure blueprint, or is this?
This is the one that you got, right?
Okay. Yeah.
There will be maybe in the future, but as of now, there doesn't need to be too much updating.
Okay.
Most of the stuff still works, but can you just tell everyone where you're at and what you've just learned maybe, and just give us a quick overview? Don't have to be BS, just be real about it.
No, well, I think it's laid out in great detail because the modules are split up into smaller sections, so you can learn at your own pace. I watched several of them more than once because some of the functions, you know, I kind of blame, I'm too old to learn this stuff, but it was easy to figure out. You listen to it enough. I took old school notes, and I think what you're saying about cold calling scripts, you know, and the step by step by step, no one's ever been able to show me how do I build a business. You know, you like create a logo, go to these 3 websites and they'll give you a logo for $25. That kind of information that you're really kind of holding our hands because you've done this before. You've done it for 1,000 students and it's all working. You know, it's a proven recipe. So I recommend it.
You're in week 3 and you just said today you landed your first client.
I did. Yes.
Did you use any of the tactics you learned from the 6-figure blueprint?
I did. Actually, I did. And of course I was kind of fuzzy because I talked 1,000 miles an hour when I was in there. I was so excited, but I talked to them without giving away the PSO. I said, I need to talk to your sales staff. I need to know who your avatars are. I need to know what are their problems? What is the problem you're going to solve? How are you the solution? And I had a lot of the keywords in my mind when I was talking. And I even had the workbook that you gave us all to guide me through the questions I have to ask their salespeople, so I know who's calling you. What do they like about you? When they turn you down, what's their reason? You know, I'm thinking outside the box based on what you've taught me, so I know what questions to ask. So I've learned basically how to handle the negotiation too. It's good. I mean, it's start to finish.
From A to Z. So like, there's nothing really left out at the end of the day.
Not at all. Absolutely not. In fact, the only thing I had kind of a similar question to what Jimmy had. The only question I had was, they asked me 10 times, what do you charge? And I said, well, I don't know how much you're going to make, so I don't know what to charge you yet.
Well, that goes into the research and understanding.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And so they haven't figured out, right now they're trying to figure out what product they want to start with. And so what you just told us in this chat is, I need to find out from them, how much are you going to make on this stuff? And you said last week, if they can't get their money back on the first sale, or it seems to me they shouldn't be able to get their money back on the first sale.
So I'm going to cover this, and then you guys are going to watch those videos. And then guys, everything isn't over in this group. We're not disappearing here. If we need to get on another group call after everyone's watched the 6-figure blueprint and answer questions, we can do that. You know, I'm not one of these guys who's like, hey guys, course is over. I'm going to now upsell you guys into some $10,000 program. You know, like people say that, like I throw events and they're like, Gallon, you didn't sell us anything here. I'm like, yeah, I know, you paid for value to learn. So this is something I follow. This has been the key to all of my success. And I'm sure some of you guys can argue with this. And I think we actually used the wrong sell in this, but you got to know, can you actually deliver, right? That's the first question. You can't sell a service or a lead or anything that sucks. A lot of people are like, Gallon, I got a client today. It's underwater planning removal pottery. Dude, they're ready to pay big bucks. And it's like, yeah, no shit. Because you're not going to be able to get them leads, right? So you got to make sure that it's a service that people actually want. Cannot be super niche down like lip tattoos or teeth painting for the blind, right? It needs to be something that people actually want or have heard of, and it's all very, very, very cold and it's not even interesting. Like let's say you had a free asset book, but it's for something that's so new and so unheard of. No one's going to even download the free asset. No one's going to even come to it. So you need to ask yourself questions. Do people in this area actually want a pool, right? You can't sell a pool in Antarctica, right? So like I've had students that say, dude, I got this great offer. I got this great client. I'm like, dude, you can't sell services there. You're trying to sell snow cones in Alaska. It's just not going to happen. So that's the first thing you need to ask. The next thing you need to ask is, does your client make at least $500,000 a year and around? And let's cover that. Some of you guys are like, dude, that's ridiculous. Listen, startups fell. Startups blame other people. Startups sue, and like people that don't have money are not the people you want to work with. One, because they pay you their last of their budget, and then they call you every day like, hey, Gallon, where's my leads? Or hey, Gallon, that wasn't the best quality leads. People that already have money respect your time and respect your value. The only times I've ever had issues were from people who paid the fucking least. And I'm sorry I'm cussing. I just want to make that clear. The people that pay the least expect the most. And you want to work with winners. Our goal is to help winners win more, not to help losers win. Because I've worked with clients. It didn't matter how many leads I brought them. It didn't matter how many times they closed. They were already on their way down, and there's nothing I could do to save them. So I like to work with people on their way up, and I like to help them win a little bit more. So don't work with broke people. People that cannot pay $5,000 or make half of that or twice that aren't going to be able to be good long-term clients, right? So let me give you an example. And if your email is not registering, try a different email. And if it doesn't work, let me know. I can re-upload a new link. But so let's say your client makes $8,000 a month. Okay, he has one slow month and he's paying you 3 to 5. What do you think the first thing that's going to go when he needs more money? What do you think the first thing he's going to get rid of when he has a slow month? It's going to be you. Listen, if I make $8,000 a month and I'm paying you half that, I'm going to want unrealistic results and I'm going to be stressed every month when I cut you that check. You want to work with people that aren't going to think twice about it, right? Because like, dude, like I don't want to put you in debt to sign up to this program. I don't want to put you in debt to sign up to this training. That's stress on me. And then you're thinking like, oh, I got to make this work. This has to work. And it's just kind of stupid. It's like you can't pay someone a couple $100 and expect to get rich. So it needs to be the same thing for when you're working with your clients. Let me read what anyone else said. So I'll second that. Damon knows. So I like to work with people that, and this is the last thing, that will make their money back on their first sell, right? Because that's great. Let me give an example of the perfect scenario. And it happened last week, and I keep bringing this up because I love it. A student and I launched an ad for a pool builder. In 1 hour, maybe 2 hours, I think hour, just don't quote me on it, we got 2 leads. The second lead turned into a $60,000 pool. And they said the profit was between like 20 and 30 grand. I don't know. It was really high. The client called my student. We remember, this is day one. Listen, if you can produce this, I'll sign a full year contract. I'm also going to send you a $3,500 bonus. I can't believe this. This is the second lead I've gotten, and they want a $60,000 pool. I'm ecstatic right now. Thank you. I'm going to start bringing you up to 10% of everything we make as a bonus because I appreciate you doing this. Like, I was blown away. My student called me and was like, oh my freaking God, I love you, this and this and this. But it's because, listen, they make their money back. Listen, if you sell someone for $5,000 and they close 10 of your leads and haven't broken even, they're going to want their money back. They're going to complain. They're going to say, your leads suck, even though really they close a lot, or maybe they just can't close. So even if they have the worst closers of all time, as long as they make their money back and then some on at least one sell, we'll never have an issue. I've never had an issue with, they might have not wanted another month, but they never asked for their money back, right? I've had clients that didn't show up to a lead for 4 days, but when they called me after the month to kind of go over the campaign, I'm like, listen, buddy, you paid me X amount. I brought you over double. And it says right here on the spreadsheets. What I like about the spreadsheets, guys, is that whenever you do the shared, it'll show if they're even reading them. And ask them to mark when they've called the leads. Because if they're not calling the leads, you can hold them accountable and say, listen, you're not even following up with your own leads. I see nothing in the spreadsheet. I see no activity. And I promise you, you will have less problems. You got to hold them accountable, but all that can be avoided if they can make their money back. And you're not having a client who doesn't even speak English or something, right? So can they make their money back on the first sell? So the student who closed the pool builder, all he did was, it was the first month, so he did $2,500 for 25 leads. And so it was horrible, right? I tell them not to do that, but at the same time, I know he's going to deliver and I know he's going to get paid more. That's why I got that $3,500 bonus. But dude, how do you think the pool builder feels? He now has a guy, even if my student doesn't get any more good leads, I doubt he's not going to pay him for month 2. I doubt it. I highly doubt it because that lead was so good and he made so much profit. It's like, here's $2,500 and here's $30,000 in a day. So that's why I like to sell to high ticket niches and medium-sized businesses because they see the value in this. They praise me. They're thankful. The people that make a little bit of money, they don't care. They like, keep going, keep going, keep going. But when you hit a $20,000 kitchen remodel, your client's going to call you and send you a fucking free TV that Christmas. I promise. So in the six-figure blueprint, what I've done is I've actually pulled out my favorite niches to work with and go after. So you don't have to go and explore that. Obviously, you're going to want to find some secret niches and secret areas and you do your own thing, right? I don't give every secret away because I don't want to saturate everything. But that's the key. If you can follow these 3 rules, you will be just fine. And listen, you want to argue with me? Be my fucking guest. This is 5 years of consulting in the making and 9 years of owning businesses. I know what I'm talking about. I've one-on-one to 150 agencies, right? I have over 3,500 people in all my programs. And these are the things, like, I'll give an example. The only time my students have shit, Gallant, I broke your rule and I sold this broke person for $500 website and I built them the website and they want their money back. Or Gallant, I sold to a friend's mom's restaurant and I'm not really getting them a lot of leads and they kind of want their money back. I'm like, yeah, I would too. You're not going to make me $3,500 that I can track, right? And so clients are very honest. You got to be able to do results and you track it. You stay communicated with your clients. You'll never really have issues. The number one reasons businesses fail is lack of communication, not just with their clients, with their internal team, their partners. So always make sure there's a line of communication open between you and all your clients. Does anyone, okay, so Damon, I second that. My monthly retained clients are the same range and the smallest paying ones always consume most of the time. Look, 10% of your clients will consume 90% of your time. I promise. That's just what it is. So try to get away from that little 10%, you know, so you can get your time back. Okay. You enjoyed the shout out from Kevin O'Leary. To be honest, dude, I paid him. There's a site called cameo.com. You might want to use this for your own. Let's actually go there. You might want to use this for your own agency when you first get started to build some real credibility. Imagine if your agency could get a shout out from a celebrity. You know, people love celebrity. It's really good for branding. So browse their talent. So I saw this as a joke, and for $200, I paid Kevin O'Leary for that shout out, you know, and I was honest. I posted 2 hours later that, you know, I did that, and I had hate and I had love, and it was just great. But this is a great way to build instant credibility, is to have one of these guys shout you out. Listen, it's not unethical. If someone shouts you out, that's on them. Listen, people pay for promotions, endorsements every single day. So, you know, you could have something like this and it really draws some credit. Let me see if we can get some actors, right? Let me see who they got on here. I don't really know who any of these people are. That's why I was surprised when I saw Kevin O'Leary. I was like, really? I think he upped his price to $500, but they got actors, stuff. So this is a really cool site to just get some great traction and build some credibility, I guess. So does anyone have any questions about tonight's call? Does anyone have anything they're still a little bit of confused on? And I'm not going to be on Cameo, man. You can't. I'll be honest, dude. I charged $5,000 for endorsements. I had this nootropic company last year pay me for some posts like Kevin O'Leary, and I got paid $5,000. I'm not going to do something for $200. Does anyone have anything from tonight? Anyone have an ad they want to go over? Anyone have any questions, concerns? After this call, it's not over. I want to make sure you guys have everything you need, so you can reach out to me individually. If you have any questions along the way, I'm always going to have your back. We're all on the same team. And yes, I posted on the page. Okay, let's take one more look, and then I'm going to let you guys go. Okay, yeah. Okay, Facebook ads, live. Cool. See, I got an inner circle chat. I got a bunch of big chats going. Everyone's talking about pattern interrupts at 11:30. That's the type of crowd in the network you need, is people holding each other accountable and doing things. All right, so get started. Okay, so this is the one. I think this is the one. Attention, Florida startups. Let me move everyone out of the way so I can actually see this. Attention, gosh, hold on. Make this a little smaller. What it's doing is it's showing everybody in the video. It's blocking my view here. Attention, Florida startups. Ready to scale your online or your business online? There's so many things needing to be done. There's so many. See, like, and listen, when you read your copy out loud, if you know yourself kind of like confused when you're reading it, the client, me, I'm going to be confused reading it. So just don't think you can just overlook that. There are so many things needing to be done. You know, okay. Click learn more to find out what's included in our amazing offer for only $97. So there's no pain point. There's really no solution, and there's no real offer. You just want, like, a web package is starting at $97. What's a web package? You're assuming too much. For this, I would say, hey, do you want a new website, all your branding for an incredibly affordable price? For right now, until the month ends, we're offering entire brand building for $97. Get it now, or the price goes back up to $5,000, right? Like, that's more appealing. I have no idea what you're selling here. Web design company, okay. Attention, Florida startups, ready to scale your online business. You have nothing that talks about scaling the online business. You have no pain points. You're not bringing up anything that's making this appealing to me. I like your image. I think the image is great. I think that's very grabby. But what am I getting started $97 for? People are not going to just hand over $97 quickly for nothing. There needs to be some copy here. There needs to be some pain points. There needs to be some solutions. There needs to be some offers. Are you tired of not having a website? Do you want a custom website that will have all your customers blown away? Right now, for the month of November, October, I'm giving away this, and this, and this, all for $97. It's normally $987. Sign up today. Does it make sense? Because people aren't stupid. You can't just throw out a cash offer. Listen, if they knew who you were and you'd been running commercials for 10 years, this might work. But you're not Time Warner. You're not Little Caesars. You can't just be saying $97 without at least a description, without at least something that's going to, you're literally, and pardon my crude vulgarness here, this ad reads like, let's get straight to bed, right? You haven't done any sweet talking. You haven't sold me on you. you haven't sold me on you got to understand is you can't just go up to someone in the mall, say, packages start at $97. Packages start at $97. It might work better if we were at the mall and you said, hey, Gown, hey, are you looking for a new website? Hey, do you need this, this, and this? Hey, are you struggling with these problems? That's the best way to go. Don't start off with, hey, I got something for sale. Okay. So check the messenger. I don't know why everyone's hitting me up on Facebook today. All right. So, okay. So you wanted that actual opinion on this ad. Okay. All right. And then I'm going to let everyone go. And then what we'll do is we can maybe schedule a call in the next couple of weeks where we can kind of have an update where everyone's at and some of the struggles and make sure everything's perfect. But for this ad, the thing about this ad, I don't really think this is an ad. This looks more maybe like a boosted post to me. You know, I think it looks great if you're, you know, for storm shelters. I get it. Like I was just looking at it. You know, I think it's great. I think if they had some sort of scarcity offer, like 30% off for this month only, I feel like that's the only thing this ad's missing. It has the pain points. You know, obviously people in Texas are scared of the tornadoes. It has the twister, but it doesn't really have an offer, right? There needs to be an offer, and the offer needs the end. Don't ever have an open-ended offer. You want there to be an ending. So I would say right now, get yourself a free something, or you get X off, or get X with if you sign up X now. Make sense? Until X. There needs to be some sort of deadline. There needs to be some sort of scarcity that makes people say yes right now. Listen, if you guys knew that I would throw a Facebook ads thing every day and I would resell the course for $5, $10, no one would sign up. But since I'm not doing that, and I'm saying, listen, this is a good opportunity to connect and work with me for affordable, and you get a lot of bonuses. You know, I stacked up the bonus. I had a deadline, and you guys bought. But if it was something you could sign up to any day of the week, you probably wouldn't have bought from me. So just know that these offers are very just too open-ended. It gets a lot of traction, but just because someone's getting likes and comments doesn't mean they're getting sales or leads. Never forget that.
Hey, Gallon.
Yes.
Are you going to show an example of dropping the pin?
Sorry, I can't hear you.
Are you going to show an example of dropping the pin?
Dropping the pin. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go do that. Let's do this. So I'm going to go in here. Go back to Facebook ads. Okay, we got this. But yeah, but also make sure to watch last week because it was literally based just on that. So let's actually X out of here. Let's go to the targeting. Actually, let me see here. So I don't know where I'm going. Here we go. Audience. I swear it used to be targeting. It might have been audience forever, but there used to be something. Okay, so when you go in here, let's say we're doing Little Rock, Arkansas, right? We're going to exit out of the United States. We don't want to target the whole United States. All right. So I'm not going to drop this. I'm not going to just go in all of Little Rock. What I'm going to want to do here is I'm going to want to get an actual address, neighborhoods, right? Like, do you know, Jimmy, do you know a neighborhood in Little Rock?
I don't actually.
Man, you've been doing all that research. Don't got one memorized, bruh? I'm kidding, man. I wouldn't either. You can't take it with you, right? You know, like in your sleep. I know what neighborhood's the top seller for solar. You know. So let me just go to Google real quick, and we'll do it. So neighborhood in Little Rock. All right. So I'm typing neighborhood map maybe. All right. So there's Big Dickerson Lake. You know, I don't know who made that. Maybe it was a joke, but I can't believe that's a city name. Where do you live? I live in Big Dickerson. Oh my God. So let me see if there's, I'm going to click to see if I can get a zip code or something. Big Dickerson Lake, Arkansas. Okay. And they would add lake to the end of that. Let me see. Facebook's probably like profanity, canceling his account. I'm just kidding. So see how we're just targeting Big Dickerson, this town? So what I can do is I can go in here and I can do an exclude. So I'm going to go and type in, let me drop a pin. You know, see how I can drop a pin, but I'm going to go back. Obviously, it's 10 miles. I'm not interested in that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually, I could drop this pin. I can do whatever I want with it. But let's say that, I'm going to zoom in on my ad here. Let's say that this entire region right here is apartments in this neighborhood. This is an entire apartment region, and I don't want them seeing my ad. So what do? I go and I create an exclude pin. So I'm going to drop this pin probably right there, and then I'm going to make it 1 mile. And then what I'm going to do, see how I've kind of grid locked that out? What I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and I'm going to exclude this location. So nobody in this, you can pull this out a little bit further so it's not so close. So if you're hitting some of the areas you want to target, and let's say you got another area right over here by the funeral home where it's a bunch of broke people looking at funeral shit all day. I don't know. It's kind of messed up. I'm going to drop a pin right here. I'm going to try to get rid of this college campus because obviously the people that are in college aren't interested in buying solar. So what I'm going to do is I can move this over and I'm going to do exclude there too. So exclude location. So I'm only hitting this area. So let's say there's another area over here that I want to target. Let's say it's over here in Wolf Park, which I hope no one has a neighborhood in the park. I don't know how they do in Arkansas, but this ain't the 1910 anymore. So I can go and drop some pins around here. Let's say the apartment's over here, and this is an area I don't want to be seen in, but I just start literally excluding and building my audience. So I'll literally have some pins here, 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 and exclude all the way around them. And so only people in this area that's not being tapped red is going to see that ad. And, make sure you have, obviously, you're targeting 25 to 55. And then, but like it gets very exclusive. So you're not wasting money. Does anyone have any questions about the dropping the pin? And you can upload your locations in bulk. So let's say, you have a list of the top 10 cities in Arkansas that you want to do business with. You can go ahead and upload that. What I like to do actually is not just say a town. I like to say, let me give you an example. So whenever I was selling my pool stuff, I would say Twin Creeks. Austin, Texas. Let me see. It's Austin, Texas. I don't know why that didn't come up. So what I'm going to do is, I'm like, my client wants to sell in just Twin Creeks. So I got to first understand where Twin Creeks is because this is outside of just Twin Creeks. Actually, this is Twin Creeks Hollow. That's actually not Twin Creeks. So let's say this right here, let's say he wants to only sell in like certain neighborhoods like so this. So what I would do is I would start dropping some pins. So all this right here isn't Twin Creeks. So I'm going to drop a pin. Sometimes the pins are a little weird to play around with. Let me see. Okay. See how it dropped one and didn't show? Actually, it doesn't. But sometimes it has a little glitch, so you might want to reset. But see how I actually got 3 here now? All right, let me actually drop it over here. Come on. Drop in there, Facebook. Okay. Thank you, Facebook. Right? You got to be patient with it. Nothing's perfect. So I accidentally dropped it a little further. I'm going to bring this. You can see how far you can make it 50 miles. So I'm going to bring this maybe 5 miles, maybe if that breaks into Twin Creeks right there. So it's a hidden Twin Creeks. I'm going to do 8 miles. And so it doesn't need to be that far. I just don't want to keep messing with Facebook. But so I can exclude that area. Let's say it was hitting. So see how in the Twin Creeks pin, it's going over this bridge and I don't want anything on the right side of that bridge. I can drop a pin like right here. Let's see if it'll work now. Come on. Come on. Okay. Thank you. Got it. Yes. All right. So see how it's cutting in. So I know I can move this pin over and I'm going to do exclude. And sometimes it's a pain to do all this, but so if I was going to redo this and the ad was working, I'd put the pin right there.
Yeah. See, one of the challenges that we had though is when we get in that particular place, it's the only one. We have trouble getting Facebook to give us reach on the ads because the audience is so small.
Your offer in your video is not lucrative enough. I know you're complaining about the copy, but it doesn't matter. You need the clicks, right? I would rather get that reach because people are engaging with my post because there's less copy and it's more appealing. The more appealing it is, the more reach they're going to give you and the more it's going to be seen. So if you want a very detailed ad in a very detailed area, Facebook ain't going to give it to you. So at the same time where you're like, oh, well, that's attracting a lot of people. Well, what it's meaning is that you're actually getting viewed. So it's a good thing. I would rather be getting viewed in a lot of people and bad leads on top of good leads and be seen versus not being seen at all. Does that make sense?
Well, we do that. We send the cold traffic to like educational videos, and then we'll take people who watch 50% of the videos and send them to the
And it
to the
goes
ad.
back to the original. The shitty part about the solar is that do people really want it, right? It doesn't matter how good the copywriter, the marketer, the advertiser, you can't sell something nobody wants. You can get leads, but so there's some services where you hit a case like that where you just can't do it. It's too new of a service. The populace isn't educated. It's not appealing enough. There's a few things out there that you're not going to be able to get what you want just on Facebook. Does that make sense?
I get you, but I mean, what I will tell you is we have 10 solar clients, and that's the only one we have trouble with. And I think it's because it's in that rural area. We just have trouble with.
Well, you just answered the issue. You're 100% right. If you're running the same similar ads in 9 other areas, there's some areas that just don't hit. I've had clients where I've run the same lead for in Chicago, and then did it in Atlanta, and Atlanta didn't get any hits, but in Chicago, New York, and Houston, it got hits all day. So and that's what I was saying. That's why I always tell you guys to make your ads more appealing to those areas, because even with the appealingness, it might not sell. So sometimes people don't want something in certain areas.
Okay.
But yeah, see how there's data and a lot of information I'm getting that I had no idea. And that's another thing, is you always want to kind of know what's going on. You want to ask the right questions. You want to say, how long have you been running the ad? Right? Like if we are going to work one-on-one together, the first thing I would ask you is, how long have you been running the ad? Do you have any other solar clients? How long, I would understand the process, because I'm going to be honest, what I'm catching is that area just isn't a hot commodity. It's not a hot area. And if you're getting great results with different campaigns, you might just want to let that one go, because I said earlier, 90% of your time goes to 10% of your clients. You want to get rid of those type of clients.
Yeah, well, that client pays me $25,000 a month. I don't want to drop that. We're still doing $2 million a month for him.
Well, yeah, and you got to have realistic expectations. Like, look, if you're guys.
Well, I think this targeting is good. I think this dropping the pins is something that's going to help us. When I can do that, like specifically in the neighborhoods that I want, that's what I've been looking for.
Okay, perfect. And now that you said that you're getting $25,000 a month, since I just helped you with that, I need at least 5-10% of that. So I'll send you an invoice. I'm just kidding. But that's what I'm saying. But like, they can't really bitch. If you're making me $2 million in sales and I'm paying you $25,000, realistically, like, what do you expect, man? That's really good.
Yeah, I know, but
it could be better.
I don't sit on my ass and say, okay, this is good. I'm trying to always get better,
100%. And I told everyone on this call in the beginning that it's all about practice. You always do work. You never give up, and you never slow down. I don't stop reading. I don't stop learning. I don't stop buying courses. I don't stop paying for communities like this. I just
exactly.
Your mind is your sharpest skill set, and it needs to be sharpened daily. So never forget that. But before we go here, does anyone have any questions? I ran this call a little longer just so you guys could have anything.
Yeah, so I have a question I'd like to ask.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. Do you remember a while ago you posted in the ClickFunnels group that you got something like, I think it was 200 plus leads in a weekend, and it was for an accountant, I think. What was the structure of that? Was it a PSO campaign? What was the daily ad spend? How did you manage to get that many leads?
Most of those kind of leads are the free offers. It's it's the people that, the books, the guides, the free, like something really good, a really good offer. And it's really good targeting, and it's for a service that people want. I don't think that's possible to do with solar without a bunch of money. But let's say that a new restaurant is coming into town, and you're giving away a free entree, or you're giving away a free entree and a chance to win $10,000. You could get 100 leads in a day with a great offer like that. So if you want abundance, the free book, the free asset, and they will turn into good leads. Not all of them will be bad, but the PSO most of the time are people that really want that service. So if you got an actual person who knows what they're doing on the other end of the line, you're going to get more leads in, because it's a direct offer. There was no freebie. There's no switch and bait. It's straight to the point. It's saying, hey, I got what you need. And, those leads cost between $5 and $30. The book leads are between $1 and $10. So, you get what you pay for, but you can get 10 book leads in a day on a small budget. You can get 1 to 5 on the PSO leads on the same budget. So it really just depends. I like to run them both, because my clients pay me for 30 leads. I'm going to run both of those. I'm going to bring them 60. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have them sent to 2 different spreadsheets using Zapier. So I can keep track of all the PSO leads, all the free book leads. And so, my client sometimes will tell me, actually, I want more free book leads. It's happened. Or no more free book leads. I like that, but can we stick the PSO? But they like having those options. People like to have, a lot to play with because they feel like they're getting more value and they're getting more of a package for what they're paying you. So it's a good look. I've had a lot of people really like the free offer stuff.
Makes sense. And what about the daily ad spend for it?
So what I do, guys, is I always start at $20, and every other day I kind of go up about 50%. I never just go from 20 to 500 a day. I grow into it. Yeah. And if I have an ad set that's working really well one week and the next week it just dies, I build a brand new ad set. I don't just turn it on and off. I just pretty much rebuild the same ad, the same targeting, and turn it on. It sometimes kicks up. I've had campaigns where I was getting $2 leads for a month straight, and then 2 days go by, I didn't get any leads. And then I turn it off, start it on, I'm getting my $2 leads again. So don't freak out. Sometimes Facebook you get lost in the sauce, I guess. So I'll do $20 a day because I can get between 1 and 5 leads for any niche on a PSO ad for $20 a day. And so if the client's paying me for 50 leads a month, I'll put up, probably start at 20 and then I'll go up to $40 a day, but I'll know I'll be able to deliver more than he paid me for. I rarely see anybody who runs a really good PSO ad not get leads almost every day between 1 and 3. I'll give an example. We did one for the cool sculpting, and I was worried, and we got 3 leads a day for $20.
Okay, perfect. Thanks.
All right, and Jimmy, I will send you over that. What campaign looked like when you got? Okay, yep. Okay, and the 6-figure blueprint, guys, is a really good course. It's one of my best materials. So you'll all get that. Make sure you download the link. I'll repost it in the community. I'm afraid of undercharging per lead, then end up underwater on the client. Listen, that's why I just stick to the $100 a lead. Listen, if they think that's high, then you're selling to the wrong niche. You're selling to the wrong people. $100 is not high. If you said, Gallant, I'm going to bring you 20 people a month for your one-on-one coaching or consulting, I charge $100 a lead. I would say all day, because if I could just close one of them, then I at least double my money back. So if you sell to the right people and you follow that 3-rule system, you'll never have to worry. Tax file.
Gallant, quick question for you.
Yeah.
If you're driving leads for law firms and they're not set in a geographical area, so it's like law firms across the U.S., how are you recommending targeting them specifically?
So I get, I'm running it for the law firm, correct?
No, running ads to law firms to get law firms as clients.
So everything I do in the 6-figure blueprint will show you how I actually get the law firms as clients. I don't necessarily run the ads. If I was going to, what I would do is I'd buy a list and I'd create an audience. And so I'd upload a new audience. I would do in here custom audience, and I would do customer file, and I'd add that list here. So I would upload that list. I'd buy a list on like one of these list selling sites. I'd upload it into my audiences, upload the file, and then I'd target only lawyers would see the ad. So there would be pretty much, unless I didn't want to work with lawyers in Houston, I would have nothing here. And the only people that would see the ad were the people in this audience. So if I bought a list of 25,000 lawyers, the only people that are seeing that are those 25,000 lawyers. Nothing in here matters, unless I want to exclude some people outside of certain states. That would be the only way that I would do it for lawyers. I wouldn't even create a lookalike audience. I feel like it'd be a waste of money, because if anyone else that's not a lawyer seeing your ad, it's a waste of time and energy. But what I teach you in the 6-figure blueprint is how to send a cold email and to get them on a phone call with you. And I give you a script called the 5-minute close anyone script. So you can offer everything I show you how to do, and it gets you appointments every single day.
Cool. Thanks, man.
All right, guys, we're going to be wrapping this up here. Like I said, everyone in the group, if you haven't, download the 6-figure blueprint. Understand that. I'm going to probably launch a call in a couple weeks once everyone's taken that training. And I'll answer any questions there. If anyone has any questions about launching their ad, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. Let's keep this thing rolling. Let's keep that chat going, and let's build some campaigns. Last question. Anything, guys? Anything? All right, guys. Well, I'm excited. I'm going to upload this recording, and make sure you get a copy of the 6-figure blueprint. That will show you how you can start selling these services and everything you need to know from A to Z. Even if you don't have any money in the course, I show you how to build websites, pretty much do anything on a low shoestring budget. So I look forward to working with you guys. I'm excited. And thanks again for taking the Facebook Ads Academy live. I'll see you guys at the top.